Hey y'all, it's your girl Ashanti Makita, back with Down to Earth, better known as DTE. As usual, we got our drinks. Woohoo! And I brought two lovely guests with me today. I have my husband Dave and I have my friend Calvin to the right of me. And I decided to bring two guys just because of the subject. Today, we are discussing women proposing to men. So starting off, let's start with the fact, like, Calvin, do you think it is appropriate for a woman to propose to a man?
Hell no.
Dave?
Fuck no.
I'm going to go on and say no, too. We have our daughter with us. You know, she ain't take a nap. So, I mean, hey, this down to earth. She chilling. So, she a part of this conversation, sort of, kind of. Starting off, what is your reasoning why you don't believe a woman should propose to a man?
The reason why I don't think women should propose to men is because I feel like that's demasculating. And also, I feel like the man's supposed to pave the way for y'all future and not the woman.
I agree. What do you think?
Man, where do I start? Where do I start, man? First and foremost, man, a man only asks want to marry him when he's ready to be married. And some of them do that too soon.
Yeah.
So if you ask him to marry you, you have a 75% chance that he's just not ready.
Mm-hmm.
Two, if you sit your pussy ass down there and let a woman get on her knees and say, "Will you marry me, baby?" and you smile and say yes, and she put a ring on your finger, and you like to have coitus with other men.
I'm not saying all that. I didn't say you like to have coitus with other men.
You heard him.
Coitus.
I didn't say you like to have coitus with other men.
I
okay, he said that. I'm
We
not
said
saying.
that.
I'm not
I
saying that.
agree.
I
Coitus.
do think that if you do have a type of man where you even thought that I can get on one knee, like I know I could not have gotten on one knee and proposed to my husband. Like if you have
I'd
that
walked
type of
off.
guy, I personally believe that your guy is a different type of man. I'm not saying fuck this down to earth. Alright, no, to me he's a bitch.
tampon.
I'm being honest. To me, that's just my personal opinion. Remember, opinions are like assholes. But the truth of the matter is, I'm trying to like soften it up and cushion it. And the truth is, if you have the type of guy that you can get on one knee and propose to me, he's a different type of man. He is a softer, tender type of man. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
No,
Tender.
when you say it's down to earth,
That's tender.
it does mean it's a bad thing. He's a chicken tender.
Okay, wait, okay. I can't even get this out with y'all. I'm not
This
doing
man is filet mignon, the tenderest of all steaks. Damn, his ass is marshmallows in a microwave soft. Don't propose to no man.
Ladies, okay, that's from a man's point of view as far as like how the man should feel. But even from a woman's point of view, to me it seems desperate. I don't know about you guys, but it comes off desperate to me as a woman to say I'm gonna get down on one knee, because it goes back to what you all said, the masculinity and the fact that you just said, like, it's when a man is ready, and I believe that. Like, we're always ready. Whether we are 16, 17, we're always ready. So what makes it actually special when a guy get down on one knee and asks you specifically, it is because you know, like he said, even when people ask, they're not necessarily ready. But in his mind at that moment, he at least knows he's fully ready, or he doesn't want to lose you. And even that is important enough where he says, you know, I'm going to get on one knee and I'm going to ask her. So if you ask him, you just basically took away all of his option to even give you something romantic, to ask you, to let you know I'm truly ready. That's why I'm getting on my one knee to propose, or however you propose, or whatever. So I feel like when you decide to do it, it's a desperate attempt to say, I'm not going to wait for you.
He needs to leave you.
And depending on how long you've been with a person, if you've gotten to that point, to me, if you've gotten to a point where you feel like you need to propose, I'm assuming you've been with somebody at least 7, 8, 9 years, and you've gotten to a point where you are desperate, you're tired of waiting, and in that case, leave.
Break it off.
And let it go. Like, break it off and let it go. But to get on one knee and propose to a man, it does not make sense to me. I know a couple who a woman actually proposed and she's miserable as hell right now. Because the truth of the matter is, he was not ready. Because if he was ready, he would have asked.
I got one thing to say about that. I'm not telling you to lead a man.
No, I'm saying if you...
I just heard you.
Okay.
But I'm just not going to say that you got to lead a guy. I mean, you can. Shit, y'all ain't married yet.
But I'm saying that she had been waiting 10, 15 years and
Yeah.
she's decided.
If
That's why she's asking. I'm saying it's better to leave.
If you already waited 15 years, you might as well wait another 5. Another 5 going through.
I'm not gonna lie. If you've been waiting 10, 15 years, you tweet.
You might as well wait
You
another
could
5.
have been out there jam.
You feel me? 5 more years. What's it gonna do?
Hey, if you was 15, 5 more years, they gonna hurt. Oh, bro.
I mean, damn. Just don't
Hey.
get your silly ass down on one knee in front of a grown ass man.
I picked the wrong people, y'all.
No, you
I
didn't.
don't know.
Perfect people.
I picked the wrong people, y'all. I don't know what I was thinking, y'all.
You know what you gonna do and just, will you marry me, Dave?
Yeah, give it to me. I'm gonna show you. I get on one knee and I'm
This is what will happen.
Hold on.
Hey, will you?
Get that shit out my face. Don't put that shit on me.
Yeah, you a butthole.
Put my
Ain't
own
nobody
fucking
got
ring.
time.
Yeah, I got married and I still put my own ring on.
No, you did not.
Yes, I
I'm
did,
not
baby.
arguing with you. No.
That's my story. I put it on my damn self.
Okay, so back to we here now. You know, taking away all the jokes and all that good stuff. To me, seriously, it does it is a form of masculinity to me for a man. I do believe that you are taking that opportunity to even know that your guy is ready. That's why he's asking you. I do believe that if you have waited so long, you shouldn't. But I think women have also got to a point that even if they're not waiting, let's talk about the women that's not waiting 10, 15 years. This could be after 2, 3 years. They have gotten to a point where women are starting to feel like men. And men are starting to act more like women. And that's, I'm being honest. Again, these are opinions. Opinions are like assholes. We all know that. So I could be completely wrong. This is an opinion. But we're getting to a point where men are wearing dresses. Young Thug out here taking album covers in dresses. Dude just went to the awards or Grammys or whatever, Oscars or whatever in a dress. We're getting to a point where men are being stay-at-home dads now. Women are going out to work.
What is that?
What is what?
Stay-at-home what you saying? What is
Well, you
that?
all know what a stay-at-home dad is. Don't play with me right now.
What the fuck stay-at-home dad is?
A stay-at-home dad is what a stay-at-home mom is. It's a guy who stays at home with the children while the wife goes to work.
So he's the second mom? He loses his status as dad the moment he stays at home while the wife works. He's the wife and she's the
So y'all gonna be make more.
I mean, he just becomes the wife. If you want to be a wife.
You knew what I meant when I said stay-at-home dad. You gonna let me get this out, right?
All right, go ahead.
So,
wife ass motherfuckers.
So
don't be no wife.
Stay-at-home dads. You know, we get to a point where, you know, the men are starting to switch roles. You know what I mean? Women are starting to feel like providers. They're the ones that's getting angry. Like, you joking. Like, seriously, even the TV shows are teaching you that. We watch The Big Bang Theory. Me and my husband, we've been binge watching The Big Bang Theory. And if you ever watched The Big Bang Theory, the guys in there, compared to the women, who seems to be more masculine? Being honest, in a relationship with Howard and his wife and Leonard.
Some of them, man.
Come on.
I said some of them. Yeah.
All right, okay. So Leonard's in Big Bang Theory. Leonard's a straight bitch. Now this is the show. This is a TV show. So Leonard and Howard are bitches. Now the thing about it is they are with girls, and the women are like running everything. It's like even in television, every time you turn around, you know, you get these where we switching places, switching roles, and to me, there needed to be a tweak in gender roles. I do believe that because I don't believe like everything is just supposed to be on the woman. Men don't do nothing. I'm not like that. But at the same time, there should be a balance. And that balance needs to be, you know, I'm the nurturer. Don't come and step over my boundaries and come into my gender role. And I'm not going to disrespect you and come into your gender role. I'm not going to sit and tell my husband, hey, babe, so stay home and I'm going to go work. Most likely, if someone's staying home, he's going to say to me, you know what, stay home with the children. I'm going to go out here and hump every day. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell him when he come home from work, oh, yeah, the dinner in there, go ahead and cook that up and clean up. You know what I mean? I'm going to do that. But we are a team. Don't get me wrong. But there are still roles in place. He can't get on the table and give birth. That's my job. I ain't asking you to walk around for 9 months and go, ooh, Shanty, this shit hard. Like, that's not about to happen. Like that.
Them 9 months are hard for men.
I'm just saying, I think the world in itself, like with the TV and everything, we have started to say, oh, we can do whatever a man can do. And we are powerful beings. And a part of being powerful and being a woman is actually knowing what that is. That doesn't mean we have to be in competition to know what we are as women. We are powerful. They ass can't handle no damn labor pains. We are beautiful beings. They ass can't be nurturers. No, they got their own roles. We got ours. It is okay to accept those roles, and it's okay if you all accept those. And I personally believe getting down on one knee is one of those roles we should lead to you guys to do. And if you have gotten to a point where you're so desperate you no longer want to wait and you've had enough conversations, then leave. Like
I ain't gonna lie, man.
Chuck the deuces.
I agree with most of what she just said. I could do what she was doing. I just don't want to.
You could do what?
All that stuff.
You can give birth?
Except for that.
You're a nurturer?
Not really.
Okay, so everything. So you ain't saying shit. What are you talking about?
I mean, I'm holding the baby right now. She went to sleep and shit.
So you're a nurturer now?
Yeah, man, I feel a little nursery, man. You know, she be trying to breastfeed off me. I tell her.
So then maybe that's how a woman feels. She feeling a little like getting on one knee and proposing.
Nah, she get her silly ass back
Then
up.
get your silly ass back up. I'm the nurturer.
Oh, you don't want it though?
No, you're going to put it in the bed.
I can go put it in the bed right now?
You can put it in the bed.
All right, see
hey,
you guys.
my show is down to earth. They understand. We got church. You know, he'll be back. He's just going to put the baby to sleep. I mean, put it in the bed.
I'm not coming back.
He's an ass. Anyway. And so, like, okay, besides masculinity, besides that, like, is there something more than that? That, like, if you took that away, okay, we know that, like, is there something else why you feel like a woman, or, like, even just the thought behind what a woman's thinking, or why they do what they do, or, like, do you all take any responsibility for women? Because, you know, this could fall back on men. Like, do you feel like some of that responsibility is on men, that we've gotten to a point where we feel like, damn, now we got to be the one to get on one knee. We doing all the work, and we doing all of this, we doing all this. Like, some of that responsibility, how the majority of these men are nowadays. What do you think?
You look at to break that down one time. I just missed that whole you did.
So, I mean, like this. Do you think that in order for women to get to a point where they are proposing to men, what I'm saying is, do you think some of that responsibility falls on the man? Because maybe some of the men are lacking their roles as a man to the point that women even feel the need to propose. Because to get a woman to a point where it's not one or two things, like this is a topic, like this has been happening more often. You were literally just at the mall and it's happening. So this is not something that one or two people done. So like, in order to get here, does some of that responsibility fall on some of these men where they've gotten to a point where they're lacking in their role, their gender role, to the point that they're even, that it's coming to a point where women are actually doing this?
I hate to just chime in. I hear what you're saying. So, with this situation, sadly, I'm starting to realize there are a lot of women that want women with penises or soft men. There are a lot of women in my generation that want to be the man of the relationship, but don't want to be with another woman. They just want a really soft man. And they really hunt out these soft, weak men that will accept a woman proposing to them. I don't agree with it. I don't even understand it. But at the same time, I see it. And I can't say it's a fault in it. I just think it's two people that just went batshit crazy that met each other. But at the same time, I mean, it's not a fault thing. It's just these men want to be princesses and these women want to be Prince Charming. And they sadly work for each other.
So, because of that, so what I'm saying is, because that's what I'm saying, we're getting to that point where that's why I mentioned the men being in dresses, or the fact that men are being stay-at-home dads, despite the fact that you are like, what is that? But what I'm saying is, because those are men out there like that, what I'm saying is, do you, because the gender roles are starting to flip, does that responsibility of the reason that they're flipping falls on that man? Because you just got through saying that men are the leader, allow them to be a leader. So if that leader has fell back, is it technically the woman's fault or responsibility, or is it that man's fault?
It's the
because
woman's fault.
Now, how? But what I'm asking is how? Because by nature, you guys just got through saying you are the natural leaders. So if the men are not leading, who else leads?
It's the woman's fault for one reason. Men do whatever they have to do to get women.
What that
Even, let me finish. You asked, I gotta explain it. In regular times, a man had to be a strong man to keep women. In this generation, women think they're equals now. On a level of we're the same. On a level that everything that applies to you applies to me. Not like women are lesser beings than men. I'm not saying that.
I was trying to figure out where would we go with it. Because
Everything
we are equal.
I feel you. Everything that applies to a man doesn't apply to a woman.
I I agree with that.
Like if somebody kicked my door in right now and started shooting, I can't hide behind her and anybody say, you know, anybody gonna say, oh, they're equals. He did the right thing. Mm-hmm. They're gonna say, what type of dude is that? He hid behind his woman. No, I need to jump in front of the bullets.
Right.
So, because of that, in one day and age, women accepted men being men. In this day and age, women think that they're the same as men. Mm-hmm. And because they think they're the same as men, they're demanding more, for lack of a better word, power. And some men are responding to it because men have one purpose in life: to be with women. Every bit of our reality is to be with women. So if some men have to be less than man to be with women, they would literally do it.
So how's that our fault though? Because a person only goes as
Play
far
your
as
role.
them.
Look.
No.
I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, I'm gonna let Calvin talk. Then I'm gonna come back to you because I'm not putting that all on the man. I mean, on the woman, but I want to hear what you say.
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's on the woman because I feel like they give the man way like 2 months really. So I think like, okay, she break bread, cook, clean, do whatever, go to work. These things, if you're doing this repetitively for 5-10 years, he already got you. What's the point of him proposing? Because you're giving him everything that he needs already.
Right. Okay, so that's a different conversation though. Wait, what's funny is because that's actually one of my segments is about that. No, there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm in total agreement with you. That is a different subject though. That's more of saying like why, which no, technically is a part of this conversation. I see what you're saying because it's more like why would he have, if you had been waiting 10 years, it is because one or two things. Either one, he don't think you're worthy of marriage, but you know, you can sit back and say, well, then why is he wasting his time? Well, he's really not wasting time. You're wasting time because he's just not ready to settle down. But at the same time, he's getting home cooked meals. He's getting somebody to take care of him. He's splitting bills with somebody. So he's gaining everything. Everything. And so it's like, why the hell do I need to marry you when I'm getting marriage privilege? And I believe, to be honest, that was going to be actually one of my segments, but since we're already talking about it, it's a good point. I do feel like women tend to, and I did it too, and that's why the second time I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I did the whole, we moved in together before marriage and all that good stuff, and it was like, he's getting everything. You know what I'm saying? Even though we didn't work out that way because we ended up going back to our parents' house and all that, and then getting married and then waiting to get married to move in and all that. But typically that's what happens. You move in with one guy after another guy, or you're a man that moves in with one girl after another girl, blah, blah, blah. But actually a friend of mine had actually said, well, doesn't that man waste time too? Why is he wasting her time? And I was like, he's not. See, if he spent 10 years with you, it's because he wasn't ready to get married in 10 years. So he didn't waste shit. In those 10 years, you've been splitting bills. You've been cooking, you've been cleaning, you've been playing stepmom if he had children, you've been doing everything. So now when he leave you, and then, or you get fed up and you leave, women are always confused because then in less than 2 years, about 2 years, he engaged to somebody, right. And you like, what happened? Because now he was ready. He just wasn't ready for you. Again, that goes back to, I'm not mad at him. See, if you allow a man to sit and be with you that long, for 10, 11, 12 years, he ain't making no moves to marry you, and you sit around. I don't feel bad for you when he gets up and leave and go be with someone else in about 2 years because you gave him everything. He had nothing to work for. Nothing. So I mean, I guess that could play a role into, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I call it desperation. Because if you got on one knee, you're desperate because you have been through all that. You're ready to be married. You don't want to lose them, and you don't want to have your 10 years wasted. So you like, fuck it, I'll just get on one knee and marry. It's like,
hey. Your ass back up.
Right, stand up.
So no, you're right. I definitely agree with that.
Instead of proposing to a man, have your father buy a gun and go to his house with a shotgun and make him get on one knee and propose to you. That is more admirable. A shotgun wedding is better than you proposing to him. The threat of death is better than you getting your ass on one knee in some heels, or in flats and he's in heels, I guess. Fuck all that. No matter what the reason is, no matter why it's that way, it's wrong. It don't add up. Ain't no woman lion going to find a male lions and having a pride of male. No, it's a male lion and a bunch of women lying around him. Because he's smart. He went out there and fucked another lion up. Don't just go around.
The hell are you talking about?
You shouldn't drink and do these things.
What? Why did we jump on
I
lion?
don't know. I've been drunk for a while now, man. I'm just talking. Y'all gotta ignore me. Sorry.
Okay.
I hope I ain't mess anything up, man.
You're fine. So, bringing it back. All right.
Just don't be the female lion.
Eh,
Man, shit.
I mean, personally, I don't. Like I said, we pretty much on the same page with like the masculinity, the fact that that's not. He's gonna let you know when he's ready. And like you brought up a very good point. Like if you giving him everything, what is his reasoning for asking? And I guess in that sense, the responsibility is on a woman for that particular situation. I feel like it is on that woman because you've given him everything like a wife, and then said, "Well, now I want wife title." Well, technically, you've been no wifely shit. So
you mean the responsibility is for her to ask him, or?
I mean, the responsibility on who fault it is falls on her.
Oh, fault. Okay, I thought you said responsibility.
Because I was asking, my question was that the responsibility falls on the man if she even thinks she can ask you. Because to me, that does. I agree. I'm sorry, I don't agree with you all with that. I do think in that instance, if you're the type of man, because you could be with somebody a year and a half, but you're the type of man that can be proposed to, that responsibility to me doesn't fall on her. That falls on you. Like, you're the type of man that will allow that. So you've allowed her to kind of punk you for a while now, is how I see it. But in a sense where you get on one knee because you've been with someone for a long amount of years, a long time with someone, that responsibility, like we were saying, falls on the woman. Because you have probably most likely given him 10 years of wifely duties and wifely lifestyle, so he has no reason to ask you. That's your fault. But in the sense of just on the regular, how these women are just starting to do it, and whether they've been with somebody a year, 2 years, to me that falls on the man. Because what made her think that you are the type of man that can be proposed to?
Someone be trying to bully, man.
But if you can be bullied, that's your fault.
No, what are you talking about?
I'm not putting that on the woman.
Every man could be bullied with some coochie. I mean, coitus. I mean, women use coitus to their betterment of their advantages for a long time. Like, they use coitus in the workplace. They use coitus on
What
the
does
streets.
that have to do with proposal? We're not talking about just sex right
She
now.
probably told him, I'm going to propose to you at the mall in front of all my friends. And, motherfucker, you better say yes. Or no more coitus for you. No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make some sense of it. I'm sorry. I just can't make no sense of it. Don't get your ass on one knee proposing to no man. Stand your silly ass back up.
You done?
Stand your silly ass back up. And don't sit there, give him good, man. Oh, she's proposing to me and it's so beautiful. No, it's just choke. What's the word we can use on this show? Sit your bitch ass down. Don't let no woman propose to you. Get your bitch ass out of here, man. She'll be smacking the shit out you. Got you to stay at home, dad. Coitus.
So, again, oh God.
I'm sorry.
So again, opinions are like assholes. None of us really can say. None of us, thank you, I can say that any of these opinions are true or factual. This is just from a man or men and women point of view. And these were just our thoughts as far as like the masculinity of it, the fact that, a man is supposed to propose when he's ready, the fact that if you're getting to a point where you're so desperate, if you should leave, the fact that, you're getting to a point where it's a responsibility on that man because you are the type that can be proposed to, or is that responsibility onto a woman? There's a lot of things that would have to be covered to get to a certain opinion about it. For me, it's a no. I don't think it's cool. Apparently with these two fellas, they don't think it's cool either. But you guys may have a different opinion. So I would love for you guys to comment, like, give us your advice and things of that sort. Subscribe always. As I always say, opinions are like assholes. We all have them, okay? And with that being said, you guys are imperfectly perfect. Thank you for watching, and we appreciate you. Love you.